Let's start with Aaron and his relation with Jackson, because this is going to be a big story for the autumn.
It's huge. Across summer, we kind of twist and turn. Aaron finds it difficult to kind of settle down, shall we say, with Jackson, with all eyes on him. And then there's a few shocks and twists coming their way, which will test their relationship like they couldn't imagine come autumn.
Well, Sharon was just saying that people have been complaining they haven't been getting intimate enough, and as we can see here,
yes,
there we go.
Absolutely.
So what's this going to do with it? Because we know the mother's coming in, of course, Pauline Quirk.
Pauline Quirk's coming in as Hazel. She'll give us a real insight into kind of Jackson's background. Obviously a huge character in her own right. And she'll also be there to kind of mop up the pieces, shall we say, come autumn, winter.
And moving on to Mark Wilde, you said that you didn't want this to drag on, didn't you?
I said, yeah, I didn't want the body in the ground for a year. I think people they've seen it and they're getting impatient. And as we've just seen, maybe Nathan gives nature a helping hand in speeding things along. The Wildes will be left fighting for everything, for their families, for their money. And it'll be interesting. We'll see kind of the lengths they'll go to perhaps kind of escape being found out.
Gail has emailed in here. She says, can you ask Gavin what kind of impact Mark Wilde's murder will have on the Wild Lamb family? So obviously,
huge.
Yeah,
they'll kind of, both Natasha and Ryan kind of are affected by Nathan's actions, and Natasha and Nathan have their own ways of trying to escape the claws of the police kind of coming down on them. So Ryan and poor Faye may not have the summer they were imagining.
Someone's going to go down for it, though, aren't they?
Someone's going to go down for it.
But
will it be the right person?
Who
knows?
There might be a bit more blackmail on
there. May be a little, yeah. There may be. There's certainly a lot of underhand behaviour. Nathan, that loathsome little creature, he's vile. He does anything. He's vile.
And any idea of some clues on who his victims might be then?
Well, yes, he'll be looking to kind of protect his mother or himself. Probably.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yes, and obviously kind of the obvious people that he'll be kind of looking to put in the frame are Faye, Ryan, Kane.
Yeah.
One of them may find themselves having a bit of a tricky October.
Holly
like
as well.
Sign.
She looks.
Love it.
Holly, as we know, the drug story has been rolling out for some time now. So where are you taking that?
I just want to play it for real.
Yeah.
What I didn't want to start was kind of a story that started in March and was over by June with somebody kind of cured.
Yes.
It's not true.
Yeah.
So she slips from kind of social use into heroin to a point where even we'll be asking kind of Moira to potentially even buy heroin for her. As she watches her daughter's distress, what option has she got? She either watches her go cold turkey, or will she kind of even, as has really kind of happened in life, go out there and score for her? Yeah. And the dilemma will be kind of, at times tear that family apart, but their strength is their love, ultimately, and it will really test them.
You guys have sought quite a lot of advice on this, haven't you?
An enormous amount of advice. The actors have been out to kind of meet users, to meet kind of people who are kind of recovering. We've worked with charities, and at every step of the way they look at every scene and everything we put out there to make sure that we're kind of doing justice to it.
Mr. Ads emailed in and said, will the older members of the cast be getting any storylines? They are very much missed by a lot of people.
They are. Unfortunately, we were kind of, it was slightly put upon us. There was a couple of enforced kind of, not departures, kind of time away, which we had to adjust our stories for. Everybody's back with us now. And we're even going to be adding to the older characters with Declan's dad arriving later in the year. A very fine face is coming. So yes, there'll be more on the way now that everybody's back and fighting fit.
And removing.
Going to see Betty, you're going to see more of Turner, more of Edna.
Removing an older character, Shadrach.
Shadrach, yes, he is on his way. He'll have his last drink in the village in the weeks to come, which is, it's sad. And his exit it's kind of very poignant and kind of quite difficult. But I watched it a couple of nights back in the edits, and
so it's already shot, is it?
It's already shot, and yeah, I shed a tear.
It's a big moment, actually.
It is, yeah. I mean, kind of 10 years now.
Yeah.
Sally, I know she's gone for now, but the last thing we heard, she was saying she was carrying Ashley's baby.
Yeah.
So
was she lying? I don't know.
You do know. You do know.
I'll have to ask her.
No,
she may be. I think I always say that.
Will she be coming back?
Maybe. Either she or the devil's love child, who knows. It's always that sense of
So the baby might come back.
You never
That's
know.
going to take years, though. I can't wait that long to find out.
You'll be 20 by then when he wanders back into the streets.
On a slightly lighter note, Paddy, I mean, a fine figure of a gentleman. We just
indeed.
saw him there. When's he going to find love?
He's going to find love this year.
Yes!
But the only problem is that he's in love with his best friend, obviously. His real friend, his real love of his life is Marlon, who's in love with Rona. And the problem is, it's not a gay love triangle, stop that. 3 into 2 doesn't go. And people will fall in love with the wrong people at the wrong time. And it's tragic, but very funny and very heartwarming. And I think one thing it won't do is it won't spoil that rather fantastic friendship.
So it's a fight for Rona.
It's a fight for Rona.
Ah.
It was announced that Shane, Richie and Colin Nolan's son Jake is joining. So have you got any, can you give us any hints as to what his plot line is?
Yeah, kind of Isaac comes in. It's a bit of a rites of passage story, really, for kind of the Barton's youngest daughter, as Holly's away taking heroin and God knows what else.
Yeah.
She finds herself slightly isolated once again. It's a bit of a family trait if they can only focus on one child at a time. And she has a rites of passage story with Isaac at a point when she really needs her mum and dad. They aren't really there for her.
And are you changing the titles?
We're tinkering a little.
What does that mean?
Yes, we are. It's in the process at the moment. We're reshooting.
So will it not it'll have the farm in there?
Yeah, I mean, it'll stay very true to the show. I don't want to kind of lose the identity of the show.
The music will stay the same?
Yes, maybe a little. We'll play around the edges.
No, it's only because when Neighbours used to change their music, it would really upset me.
No, we won't be laying Lady Gaga over it.
Okay, good.
You'll still know when it's coming on. You'll be able to run through the kitchen when you hear it.
Good.
So has he put your mind at rest?
Yeah, I'm all right now.
Much happier.
Now.
Thank you very much indeed. So it looks good. I mean,
it's looking good. It's very, very exciting, and October will kick off with some life-changing disasters.
Life-changing disasters.
Life-changing. Life will never be the same for a couple of people.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Well,
you.
Gavin will be sticking around to answer your questions in a live web chat. So if you've got any for him, you can visit our website, itv.com/thismorning.
Well, there you go. That's all for today.